It does not mean that in the moments that you are most stressed, life feels the best. It is this paradox that stress is what arises in your mind, in your body, when something that you care about is at stake, and some part of you believe there is an opportunity to make a difference. Stress is about this moment matters, and there is something I can do or choose or say. There is somebody I can reach out to. If you have roles, relationship, goals in your life that are meaningful, you are going to experience more stress because there are going to be more moments that matter to you. The new science shows that changing your mindset about stress can make you stronger, healthier, and happier. The Upside of Stress by Kelly McGonigal. If you have ever had stress in your life and wondered how to deal with that more optimally, this book is your guide. McGonigal tells us that how our perception of stress significantly impacts its influences on us. Instead of escape or avoiding stress, she recommends shifting mindset to embrace its power and uncover its potential as a source of energy, connection, and personal growth. In this video, I'm going to share some of the most impactful insights selected from this book. Stress is what you feel when something you care about is at stake. It includes your thoughts, emotions, and physical reactions, as well as how you cope with stressor. Stress is intimately connected to meaning. You don't stress about things you don't care about, and you cannot create a meaningful life without experiencing some stress. Stress paradox. We often see stress as something to avoid, but it's a sign that something meaningful is happening in our lives. Stress, rather than being negative, can be an indicator of engagement in meaningful activities. To find meaning, we must embrace stress. What is your stress mindset? First, stress is harmful. Stress depletes health, reduces performance, and inhibits learning. And the second, stress is enhancing. Stress improves performance, enhances health, and facilitates growth. Most people lean toward the stress is harmful mindset, and this book aims to help us shift our mindset and discover the benefits of stress. Misconceptions about stress response. Cortisol and adrenaline are part of the stress response, a set of biological changes that help you cope with stressful situations. Stress affects many systems of your body, from your cardiovascular system to your nervous system. Although the purpose of these changes is to help you, the stress response, like stress in general, is more feared than appreciated. Most people view the stress response as a toxic state to be minimized, but in reality, the stress response is a valuable ally during difficult moments, a resource to rely on. In stressful situations triggering fight or flight responses, the body's sympathetic nervous system mobilizes energy by releasing fat and sugar into the bloodstream. Deeper breathing and accelerated heart rate deliver oxygen and fuel to muscles and the brain. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol help use this energy efficiently, enhancing physical capabilities. When your survival is on the line, these biological changes come on strong, and you may find yourself having a classic fight or flight response. The fight or flight survival instinct is built in our DNA, but how will a fight or flight response help you manage the threat of unemployment? You cannot punch past your mortgage payment, and you cannot make yourself disappear every time there is a conflict at home or at work. So, fleeing and fighting are not the only strategies your body supports. As with humans themselves, the stress response has evolved, adapting over time so better fit the world we live in now. Your stress response won't just help you get out of a burning building, it will also help you engage with challenges, connect with social support, and learn from experience. Stress gives you energy to help you rise to the challenge. In less threatening situations, the stress response shifts to a challenge response. It differs from a fight or flight response in a few important ways. You feel focused but not fearful. It involves a different hormones ratio, including higher DHEA levels, aiding recovery and learning from stress. People who report being in a flow state display clear sign of a challenge response. Artists, athletes, surgeons, video gamers, and musicians all show this kind of stress response when they are engaged in their craft or skill. Contrary to what many people expect, top performers in these fields are not psychologically calm under pressure. Rather, they have strong challenge responses. Stress makes you social to encourage connection. Your stress response doesn't just give you energy. In many situations, it also motivates you to connect with others. This side of stress is primarily driven by a complex neurohormone, its name oxytocin, which its primary function is to build and strengthen social bonds. Oxytocin also makes your brain better able to notice and understand what other people are thinking and feeling. It enhances your empathy and your intuition. When your oxytocin level are high, you are more likely to trust and help the people you care about. Oxytocin is also a chemical of courage. Decrease the fear response in your brain and makes you brave. Oxytocin has one more surprise benefit. This so-called love hormone is actually good for cardiovascular health. Your heart has special receptors for oxytocin, which helps heart cells regenerate and repair from any micro damage. Stress helps you learn and grow. The last stage of any stress response is recovery. When your body and brain return to a non-stressed state, the body relies on a pharmacy of stress hormones to help you recover. For example, cortisol and oxytocin reduce inflammation and restore balance to the autonomic nervous system. DHEA and nerve growth factor increase neuroplasticity so that your brain can learn from stressful experiences. So, stress hormones are built into the stress response because they help you recover physically and mentally. Choose your own stress response. When you feel your body responding to a stress, ask yourself which part of the stress response you need most. Do you need to fight, escape, engage, connect, find meaning, or grow? Even if it feels like your stress response is pushing you in one direction, focusing on how you want to respond can shift your biology to support you. How anxiety helps you rise to the challenge, to be engaged. In moments of anxiety, like before a presentation, an athletic competition, or an exam, embarrassing and affirming excitement, rather than attempting to calm down, leads to increased confidence, improved performance, and better handling of pressure, as showed by a study conducted by Harvard Business School professor Alison Wood Brooks. Although most people believe that the best strategy under pressure is to relax, but sometimes the opposite is true. Whether it's a student facing the most important exam of his or her life, a professional athlete facing the toughest competition, or a super important negotiation, welcoming stress can boost confidence and improve performance. A meaningful life is a stressful life. If you have roles, relationships, goals in your life that are meaningful, You are going to experience more stress because there are going to be more moments that matter to you. A dramatic decrease in busyness may explain why retirement can increase the risk of developing depression by 40%. What is the cost of avoiding stress? One of the benefits of embarrassing stress is that you find the strength to pursue goals and endure experiences that are difficult but meaningful. Take a few minutes to write in response to any of the questions that seemed relevant to your experiences. First, missed opportunities. What activities, roles, or other opportunities have you turned down or cut out of your life because you thought they were or would be too stressful? Second, limiting your future. Is there anything you would like to do, experience, accept, or change if only you were not afraid of the stress it might bring into your life? Facing your Everest. Everyone has an Everest, whether it's a climb you choose or a circumstance you find yourself in. You are in the middle of an important journey. Can you imagine a climber scaling the wall of ice at Everest and saying, "This is such a hassle," or spending the first night in the mountain's dead zone and thinking, "I don't need this stress"? The climber knows the context of his stress. It has personal meaning to him. He has chosen it. Just another cold, dark night on the side of Everest is a way to remember the paradox of stress. The most meaningful challenges in your life will come with a few dark nights. The biggest problem with trying to avoid stress is how it changes the way we view our lives or ourselves. Anything in life that causes stress starts to look like a problem. If you experience stress at work, you think there is something wrong with your job. If you experience stress in your marriage, you think there is something wrong with your relationship. If you experience stress as a parent, you think there is something wrong with your parenting or your kids. What does it mean to be good at stress? Being good at stress means viewing it as a normal aspect of life, embarrassing it as an opportunity for growth, and maintaining the courage to make choices that can change the situation or how it affects you. It involves cultivating a mindset of hardiness, the courage to grow from stress. Where you acknowledge stress, stay engaged with life, connect with others, and build a reserve of strength to face challenges. It's not about avoiding adversity, but allowing stress to awaken core human strength of courage, connection, and growth, ultimately allowing yourself to be transformed by experience positively. And finally, when stress is harmful, the science tells us that stress is most likely to be harmful when three things are true. One, you feel inadequate to it. Two, it isolates you from others. Three, it feels completely meaningless and against your will.